This one says, it says small particle of mass m moves in such a way that the potential energy is given by this. A is a positive constant and Bohr's model is to be applied. Bohr's quantization rule will be applied also here. So first of all, the expression for the force, okay, let's look at that. Expression for the force which provides the centripetal force is F is equal to minus du by dr, and that is giving us, derivative of ar square is 2ar, so it is minus 2ar. Minus sign indicating that the force is, sort of attractive and which is keeping the particle in the circular motion. So this 2ar we have to equate with mv square by r, because 2ar is the centripetal force. So that means 2ar we can equate with mv square by r. That is the requirement of the centripetal force. And let us also apply the Bohr's quantization rule, which is angular momentum mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. So if we do that, we have another expression, mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi, and since we are interested in r, we can replace v as n divided by 2 pi mr and then put it in equation 1. That will give us the solution in fact. So if we do that and rewrite equation 1, I am getting 2ar is equal to m divided by r into v square. V square becomes n square h square by 4 pi square into m square into r square. All right. So let us simplify this, because we have to express r in terms of n and m. So what we find is r to the power 4 is proportional to, because there are some constant terms, is proportional to n square divided by m, and that will give us the correct result about dependence of r on n and also on m. So what we find is r is proportional to n to the power 1 by 2, r is also proportional to m to the power minus 1 by 4. So let's now check the options again. We found that r is proportional to m to the power minus 1 by 4, r is also proportional to n to the power 1 by 2. So options B and C are correct for the question. It is done. Time now to go to the next set of questions. Well students, question 11 is based on the concepts of thermodynamics and kinetic theory of gases. It says 2 moles of an ideal monatomic gas undergo a cyclic process ABCA as shown. During process AB, Pt is constant. If temperature at A is 600 Kelvin, then the options are here. Option A says work done on the gas in process AB is 1200 R. Option B says the specific heat capacity for the process AB is this much. Option C is about work done by the gas in the process B to C. And option D is about heat rejected by the gas in the process A to B. Let us start solving the question. And first of all, let's try and find the work done on the gas in the process A to B. Well, work done on the gas in the process is negative of work done by the gas in the same process. Now, if we look at the equation that the graph AB is following is Pt is equal to constant, and it is an ideal gas. So we shall combine it also with ideal gas equation. So which means Pt is equal to constant is given, and PV equal to nRT we can always apply for an ideal gas. So if I replace T as PV by NR, I get that P square V is equal to constant, or in fact PV to the power 1 by 2 is equal to constant, isn't it? So the process is basically PV to the power 1 by 2 is constant, the process AB, isn't it? Let's check it again. Yeah, process AB is defined by this equation also. Now what is the work done by the gas in this process? Well, work done by the gas in the process is given as NR TA minus TB divided by this constant 1 by 2 minus 1, all right. So this is 1 by 2 minus 1. This is as far as the work done by the gas is concerned. And if we just put the values which are given to us, what is the value of N? N is 2 moles, right? Yeah, 2 moles. R will be R, and in the denominator we have minus 1 by 2. So that means we are going to get it as minus 2R and TA minus TB. TA is given as 600 Kelvin. What about TB? That can be found from the equation, because P naught into 600 Kelvin, because temperature at A is 600 Kelvin, is equal to 2 P naught into TB, and that means TB is half of TA. So TB is coming out as 300 Kelvin. So work done by the gas is minus 2R, and then there is one more 2 coming, and let's put it there, and then TA is 600 Kelvin, TB is coming out as 300 Kelvin. So let's put here 300. That means work done by the gas is well minus 1200 R, and work done on the gas, okay, which is minus of WAB, is equal to 1200 R. So work done on the gas in the process AB, we are finding it is coming out as 1200 R. And let's now check the option A. Work done on the gas in the process is 1200 R. It is exactly matching, so we take it as a correct option. Let's find the specific heat for the process AB. Now we already have the equation in the form PV to the power X is equal to constant, and if that is the case, then molar specific heat for the process C is CV minus R divided by X minus 1, and in our case the value of X is 1 by 2. CV being the gas being monatomic gas is 3R by 2 minus R divided by, well, 1 by 2 minus 1 is minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2, the 2 will come in the numerator, which means it is equal to 7R by 2. So molar specific heat for the process AB is indeed 7R by 2, and that means we have another correct option, option B. Let's now evaluate option C and D. Option C says work done by the gas in the process BC is 1500 R, and process BC is an isobaric process. So in the isobaric process, work done is well, P delta V or NR delta T. So we can find work done in process BC as NR delta T. N is 2, R is R. Delta T becomes, temperature at C is same as temperature at A, which is 600 Kelvin, and initial temperature, that means temperature at B was 300 Kelvin. So delta T is 600 Kelvin minus 300 Kelvin, which is 300 Kelvin, right? So this work done is 600 R, and if we look at option C, well, here the value is quite different, so this is not correct as per our calculations. Let's evaluate option D, which says heat rejected by the gas in the process AB is 2400 R. So, in the process AB, let us apply the first law of thermodynamics, and delta Q, okay, for process AB, if we find, is equal to delta U plus work done by the gas, which we have already found. Work done by the gas is minus 1200 R. So, delta Q will be equal to delta U, which is N CV delta T, N being 2, CV being 3 R by 2. Delta T we have seen is minus 300 Kelvin. So, minus 300, and work done in the process AB we have already evaluated earlier. It is minus 1200 R. So, minus 1200 R. That is the heat absorbed by the gas in the process, is it not? And this comes out as equal to minus 2100 R. So, which means the heat rejected by the gas is 2100 R. Let us now check the last option. The last option said heat rejected by the gas in the process AB is 2400 R. So, it is not matching and this is incorrect. So, what we find is for this particular question, options A and B are correct, and the question is done, and it is now time to go to the last question of this section. And we find that it is based on sound. In fact, it is based on Doppler effect. Question says a source of sound is moving towards a stationary observer with velocity 10 meter per second. The frequency of sound produced is 660 hertz. If speed of sound is 330 meter per second, then apparent frequency is this much, apparent frequency is this much, apparent wavelength. Well, there are two options regarding the wavelength of sound. Let us go ahead and solve it. Now, as far as the apparent frequency is concerned, we can apply the formula, isn't it? That formula is F dash, okay, F dash, which is the apparent frequency, that is equal to F naught. Here the observer is stationary and the source of sound is moving. So, the speed of sound, let us call it C, divided by, in this case, C minus Vs. The source is moving towards the observer, and let us plug in the values. F naught is given as 660 hertz, C is 330 meter per second. So, 660 into 330 divided by 330 minus 10, that will become 320. And if we evaluate, well, this is coming about 680.6 hertz. So, option B is correct and option A obviously is not correct. So, well, we have dealt with two of the options. What about the apparent wavelength? So, because of motion of the source, the wavelength is changing, and the wavelength that will be there, you know, of the wave between the source and the observer, that wavelength is in fact lambda, which would be the wavelength if the source was not moving, minus the distance moved by the source in one time period. So, distance moved by the source in one time period will become Vs into time period, which is in fact 1 by the frequency F naught. What is the value of lambda? The value of lambda is speed of sound 330 meter per second divided by the frequency, which is 660. So, lambda is 0.5 meter, okay, minus 10 and into 1 by 660 meter, that is going to be lambda dash, and on solving it is slightly less than 0.5 meter. In fact, this is equal to 0.48 meter. So, which means that option D is also correct, option C is incorrect. So, this particular question is solved. We have dealt with all the four options, options B and D are correct, and it is now time to go to section 3 of this paper.